What's going on, guys? Welcome back to GOAT Talk. A lot has happened this week throughout all sports. We got NFL, MLB, NHL, and NBA news to talk about. Let's start with the NBA.
I don't follow sports.
All right, so we got a couple injuries, couple big injuries here. So late LeBron going down and not being he's not being reevaluated for 3 weeks.
Yeah, doesn't need surgery, though, so
Nope.
that's a plus.
No playoffs for the Lakers.
But,
Lakers are
yeah,
screwed, bro.
dude.
They're screwed.
They were trying to lock up the 6th seed is what their coach said with LeBron, not without him.
I think AD's hurt, too, now, isn't he?
AD, come on.
He's always hurt, but
He's
I'm
glass.
Yeah,
I
I'm
love
pretty
him,
sure
but
he
he's
got
glass.
hurt.
I don't think he's played like over 60 games in a season since his rookie year.
And it sucks because he's so good.
Yeah, and I thought the Lakers made big improvements during the trade deadline, so it sucks to see their
I thought they
top
were going to
player
make the
going
playoffs, but
Yeah.
now that with LeBron going out,
they're
probably
screwed.
not.
They're
Because the
screwed.
West is close.
Yeah.
Like, they're battling.
Dude, the West is real. Besides, like, Denver, I'm pretty sure there's, like, 10 teams within, like, 5 games.
Dude, that's what I'm
It's
saying.
insane.
Like, the Lakers were there,
yeah,
but now you're missing LeBron for 3 weeks and probably AD,
they're screwed.
which
They're
is crazy.
screwed.
They actually won last night, though.
Yeah. I mean, I think they're screwed.
You had Schroeder lead the team with, like, 24 points last night.
Yeah,
That's
that's insane.
And they had, oh, my God, I can't even say this guy.
Austin
Rui.
Reeves? Oh, Rui. Yeah. Hachimiyara.
Yeah. He did good last night. Austin Reeves did good, too. Austin Reeves was going at some necks.
Yeah,
couple
you
games
see him?
ago.
He
He's
said,
like,
I'll fuck you up. That shit was funny, dude.
And then, I mean, like, so that's a big loss for them. Not a team that's going to make the playoffs or anything, but LaMelo Ball's out for the year after fracturing his right ankle.
I never started my sports betting on. Well, I mean, I took a couple bets, but that puts it even more down the drain because the only thing I would have bet on was LaMelo Ball. So
Triple-double.
I was
LaMelo
fine. I was trying to find a day to throw it, but now it's just not.
It's actually
Not
crazy
happening
that, like, he's almost on triple-double watch, like, almost every night.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
he's just one of those players.
Which is
that
crazy.
He could
I was like
do everything.
last year, we'd either bet on his PAR or I'd be like, yeah, let me check out DeJounte Murray's triple-double odds because that guy was a fucking walking triple-double too.
Kyrie assist, bro. That's the bet this season. That is the bet. It's failed me once because he had the worst second half of his whole entire career.
Yeah, the one fucking time I bet it.
Yeah. That seems to always happen. Every time I follow someone's bet, it always just loses every time. Like,
Dude, so, and then, well, the game after that was 2 nights ago. I was like, all right, he's going to bounce back over. And it's always at 5.5. I was like, over 5.5. He had 6 in the first half. I'm like, all right.
that's insane.
They're
What a
playing.
pussy.
They're playing in like 10 minutes. Obviously taking it. Like
All right, give me a second. Let me get my phone out.
they probably just started. But I mean, on LaMelo to the Hornets, they're not going to make. They weren't going to make the playoffs or anything.
Yeah,
But
like the worst record in the NBA.
that's still a big loss for them.
Yeah, hopefully they win the lottery and get Victor Wembanyama.
Dude,
Wemby.
that would be crazy.
Him and Wemby, bro, that guy would be dropping 30 a game. LaMelo would have fucking 30 assists a game.
Yeah, literally.
You'd be like, oh, I can't miss this guy. There we
Yeah.
go.
Oh,
Then he'd
who
shoot
the-
like 3 for 15.
They were saying somebody was tanking for him. It wasn't the Hornets.
The Rockets.
Maybe
The Rockets and
maybe
Hornets
it was
are
the
both,
Rockets.
like-
It was one of them. But now they're saying that Harden could go back to the Rockets.
Yeah, I saw
Like,
that.
there's a
that-
strong possibility.
Yeah, I saw that. I mean, he was in Houston for a while. And that was the first team he went to that gave him like the #1 role after leaving
Yeah.
OKC, and that whole OKC team
These
broke up.
players
Well,
are
because
such-
you're going to have Philly lose to Boston in the playoffs again, and then he's going to be like, all right, I'm out of here.
These
Yeah.
players are such. I don't know what word to use for it.
I mean, they control the league now.
Obviously, but like at least KD came out and said it about how he's just like fucking hopping. He's like, I hope I stay here.
Yeah.
He's like, I don't know what to tell you. Like, I hope I do. But I
He
don't know if
also
it's gonna
said, like,
happen.
Shaq and Charles Barkley had some comments about, like, KD and, like, all this stuff. And then I forgot the exact quote, but he ended it with, he's like, I don't have to prove anything to you guys.
Yeah.
Well,
Which is
just,
But
like-
I just hate when people are like, yeah, I'm gonna be with this team for like the rest of my career. Or, like, I love it here. Like, I don't want to leave. Like Kyrie did 3
twice
times.
or 3 times.
And Harden, didn't he take less money to stay there for like this year or something like that?
For Philly.
Yeah.
I think so.
He like,
Yeah.
took and like, how are you gonna take less money than be like, yeah, I think I'm just gonna leave after this year.
But he's going to go to the playoffs with them, lose to probably Boston or someone else.
Or NYK, baby.
Yeah, I was going to say, or the
7
Knicks.
wins in a
'cause
row.
they're-
Jalen
since-
Brunson actually, off topic a little bit, he just won Player of the Month
I saw that.
along with Jokic.
He dropped 39 last night, right?
Yeah,
Against
he
the
had
Nets.
30 in the first half.
Yeah.
dude.
7-0 since Josh Hart.
I know.
Crazy. But then you have Harden going back to Houston. So he's going to lose this year in the playoffs to, I think, Boston. And then he goes to Houston and doesn't see the playoffs for the rest of his career.
What would you do if the NBA just took a complete 180 when he went back there, and it was just like them and the Warriors leading the West every year for like the next 5 years?
Was back a couple
That'd be
years
yeah.
ago.
crazy. But because I feel like, would they have to trade for him, or would he be a free agent? He'd be a free agent, right?
I think
he
he
only
signed
signed
a
a
1.
1,
Yeah, I think he signed a 1.
So they get sign Harden and then draft
Wembanyama.
the big guy.
That'd be insane. I mean, Victor Wembanyama, he's being talked about as like the biggest prospect.
Yeah.
Like, in years.
You see him get
here.
posted? He got posted like the
Yeah.
other night.
I mean, that's what like the only thing about him that I see like is he's got to get stronger, dude. Some
Yeah.
of these guys, if he's playing the center position, some of these guys are gonna bully him.
Well, I saw
Yeah,
like
but at the same time, I like seeing guys that don't care to get like a highlight made of them. Like it happens to Giannis all the time. That dude gets dunked on more than anybody in the league.
Well,
Well, he's the
that's
best
what they
player
were
in the
saying.
league.
A
You
good
see, I
comparison was like, this is what Giannis looked like when he came into the league.
It is.
So I was like, that's fair.
I just saw a crazy stat about Giannis. So he's currently 4th in points per game in the league at 31.3, right? But he's 75th in minutes per game.
Oh my god.
He's
Really?
in the stat points per minute. If the season ended right now, it'd be 4th best all time.
Really?
That's actually crazy. 75th
Yeah.
in minutes. Oh my god.
Yeah, and he's 4th in scoring. He's scoring 31 points, and I don't know how many.
Well, I feel like it's
that
like,
is,
cause like they're either in a really close game or they're blowing the team out. So he's not playing.
I mean, they just won 16 straight.
Yeah, I know.
That's insane.
Like he'll drop 30,
What the fuck?
35.
Yeah, they're on a 16-game winning streak right now.
He'll drop 35 and then he won't play like the whole fourth quarter because they're up
Yeah.
by 30. Like it's just weird. But going back for a second to how you were saying like, oh, I'm gonna stay here the rest of my career. Like you don't really see that, but like the one guy, because I think it was just like this week or last week he said something else about it. Dame Dollar
Oh yeah, damn.
about staying with the Trailblazers.
I mean, he stayed true the entire time.
Dude,
He
'cause
stayed true. I
that's a
respect
player
it.
that deserves a ring,
He
and
talked
he's not gonna chase one.
he talked about Russ. He said that's your comparison right there of leaving and the grass not being greener. He's like
Yeah,
Russ is an
true.
MVP player, and he's a Hall of Famer. He's multiple MVP. Is it multiple MVPs or just one?
I think he has one MVP.
Had triple double,
Yeah.
averaging triple double twice in his or
Yes.
whatever
I
it
think it
was.
was back to back,
Yeah.
but the
Back-to-back
second year
years.
I don't
Yeah.
think he won
They didn't give him
MVP.
the second
And everyone's talking about how he's such a terrible player and all this, but like, so Dame's like, yeah, it's your example right there. Like, grass is not always greener on the other side. So
I respect it. Like
Yeah, I
I
mean-
like Dame. He deserves a ring, but he's not gonna chase one, so I respect it.
Oh yeah, he's chilling. He loves Portland, dude. He's just balling over there. They gotta surround him with a championship team.
And then he went off the
hard.
other night.
Dropped 71.
He dropped 71.
Yeah.
I sent.
I
David
thought that
a
was
tweet
fake.
today.
No,
I thought it was fake. And then they sent me a thing today, and Adidas is they did a sale on his shoes. All of them are $71 right now.
So I saw someone quote tweet it. It was like, "I wish he dropped 15." I was like,
Yeah, why
that's true.
when LeBron has like a bad game or something like that, when he drops like 9 points, why don't Nike run a
Shoes,
promotion real quick?
Dude,
Yeah,
I
see-
want to get the GGs when they come out.
Yeah, so do
Those
I,
shoes.
but
Do you see those?
No, I haven't.
Dude, they're
also
so
the
sick.
off-white Kobe's, those things are fun.
I like the GG ones better.
I want both.
The Kobe's are nice, but I like the GG ones better. It's gonna be retail 180, and they're gonna sell for a stupid amount of money. But I wouldn't even sell them. But you're gonna see some people list them for some crazy prices, just trying to freaking make money off of them, which is pretty messed up.
These are the GG ones. It has the 2 and it says their name
Oh,
on the
those are
back.
nice.
Yeah,
I honestly
then-
like Jason Tatum's shoes too, that he debuted at the All-Star game. I think those are nice.
these are the off-white Kobe's. I think these things are fun.
Oh.
These things are
Those
gonna be
off-whites
so
are-
hard.
Those
to
are
get,
sick,
dude.
but I like the I just don't like how like the Nike logo on the off-white
It pops
ones are
out. more
popped
like that,
out.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's just like their.
Yeah, I know. I just
signature
like
thing.
the GG ones better. I like Jason Tatum. He debuted his shoes at the All-Star game. I think those are really nice.
Bro, look at
I
this.
saw-
thing.
I saw
Look
that.
at this. You see the shit that came out about him?
Oh,
We gotta
Flashing
talk
the
yeah,
about
we gotta
that,
talk
but
about Ja Morant.
Woj just tweeted that the Bucks are signing Myers Leonard to a second consecutive 10-day contract.
Before we get
sign him 10-day
Yeah.
deals the rest of the season until they need him.
Guy's
before
gonna get a ring.
before we talk about Ja, you guys see the You see the clip of Giannis talking about KD? It was a script. Like
Oh,
it was
I was actually gonna bring
scripted.
that up before.
It was scripted, but I thought that was
don't think so. What
hilarious,
was it?
dude.
Yeah, he said. I forgot what was the question.
I didn't even see the question. I just saw.
Yeah.
What did he say again?
But he pretty much said he's gonna teach KD how to carry his own team to a championship instead of hopping from.
Yeah, it was some shit like that. But
Oh,
it was,
I didn't
yeah.
even see
And
that.
It was
funny.
scripted, but it was fucking hilarious, bro.
Damn.
At first, I didn't
see
know.
that.
I thought I was like, "Oh shit, Giannis is
He
coming for
actually said
throats, dude." I was like, "Holy crap!"
KD had a decent debut last night for the Suns.
Yeah, I mean, he only played like 24 minutes.
I
and
know.
dropped, like 20 points or whatever it was.
His PRA was at like 30. He ended with like 32. Or was that 29.5? He ended with 32. And he didn't even play that much,
Dude,
which is
KD's
crazy.
nasty, dude.
Dude, he's so-
He's nasty.
Like I was watching the highlights this morning, and it's just like he looks weird in a Suns jersey.
He does. I
Like,
saw
it just
it.
doesn't look
I saw
right.
his like first basket. I was like, "Oh, he doesn't look."
It's kind of
Not
like
it.
we'll talk about it later, but like I saw like pictures and the games on right now, like Patrick Kane and Rangers jersey, like it just doesn't look right.
Yeah.
I just wish players stayed with teams more. I wish there was teams more that like. I feel like rivalries would be so much better. Like,
Yeah,
if you have like your main group of players staying with the team like for most of their career, like imagine that Thunder team stayed together for
Mhm.
their whole career, like what they could have done.
I-
Like,
yeah, but I don't think it would have worked
Definitely not.
because like all of them like they want the ball.
yeah, but I
I
mean,
just don't
like,
see
they
that
were still
working.
young and they were making Western Conference Finals.
Yeah.
Like, they were right there.
They made the championship, man.
Yeah, they
Like,
lost
they
to
were-
the
dude,
Warriors,
they
and then
were-
KD joined them.
Dude, they were right there. They were that Thunder team was right there, and they were still all so young.
Yeah.
Like I think they could have had at least one championship, maybe like a few of them. But I just wish players, like especially star players, just stayed
Yeah,
with their teams
like
more
given
often.
sometimes it's not their call, like they do get traded. Like let's say a team's rebuilding or something, they'll
Yeah.
get traded, but. Especially in the NBA, for the most part, I think it's like people requesting trades and
I mean, like
Stuff
like
we
that.
just talked about it before. That like 4 or 5 year stretch of the Warriors Rockets, like that was like they were
Yeah.
head to head every year, dude.
And see,
and
that-
there's-
I-
and you also had the Warriors Cavs
Yeah.
in the finals every year.
Yeah.
Now,
I feel like the NBA is in a good spot right now. I'm just saying like how balanced it is. Like
yeah,
I feel
teams
like
are
there's a
very
lot
bad,
of
yeah.
I feel
a lot
like
of good teams, a lot of teams that could win the championship.
yeah, I feel like it's the least predictable it's been like in years.
Yeah. The NBA is just better when the Knicks are good.
Oh yeah.
It's just
Oh, yeah.
better.
Oh yeah.
Because you don't have to
7 in a
walk
row.
around and hear fucking Knicks fans complaining every day. It's
Dude.
great. It's
Oh
great.
my god.
Well,
We
you'll
just-
still hear some.
and we smoked Brooklyn last
Oh,
night.
dude.
Bad. Smoked them.
And then you see Claxton was going at Mitchell Robinson. And then Mitchell Robinson tweeted, like, I'm the best center in New York, like, period. And then, like, there's, like, a whole thing going on with him and Claxton. And, like, I forgot what they said. Like, they mentioned, like, Claxton's, like, defense and, like, how he's defense player of the year and all this stuff and leading in blocks and everything. And then Mitchell Robinson responded, like, he scored, like, 2 points on me the whole game. And then you had people, and then, like, you had like fans jumping in at this point. They were like, his defense, like, we blew them out last night. Where's his defense that game? And it was just Knicks
Dude, we
versus
dropped-
Nets
we
going
dropped-
at it on
we
Twitter.
dropped 47 points in the first quarter last night.
Yeah, that was crazy.
47
was
points to start the game. You see Jalen Brunson's stats?
I
Not
saw
that
it.
he just dropped 39. He shot like 15 of 18 from the field and 4 or 5
He's-
from 3.
Killing it. He is
That's career
killing
game
it
right
this
there,
year.
man.
like,
He's living up to the.
he's definitely living up to the
pay.
money.
He's proven it, dude. He's proven he deserves to be one of
This
the top 3 on the
this
team.
year, I feel like it's a comparison with like Christian Kirk. To where he goes to a
Yeah,
team for
yeah.
a bunch of money that nobody thought he deserved, but they live up to that money. I was thinking about that, like watching the game, and like he drops 39. I'm like, he's Christian Kirk this year. Like, that's Christian
Jalen
Kirk of the
Brunson is
NBA.
the Christian Kirk of the NBA.
Like literally.
I feel like you kind of put a little more respect on his name than that, but I understand the
But it-
comparison.
Yeah, obviously he's more valuable than Christian Kirk, but just the comparison for this year. Although I did not like how he wore a Ranger Patrick Kane jersey. I was
I'm
like,
also happy that Trae Young still sucks.
You see that
Dude,
quote? Did you see
you
what
see
came
Clint
out about
Capella?
him? No, I didn't see that.
he's like, I think it was the 6th seed, but he's like, they asked him like the goals for the season and whatnot. He's like, we're playing for the 6th seed. It's like, how can that be your goal?
When it's this far into the season, like you have to
Yeah,
be
but
realistic about it.
I get that, but like, I
Your
don't,
goal-
that, I
you
just
can't-
think that doesn't look good.
Well, they
Your goal
say that
can't be.
So just to defend him a little bit, they do say that because 7 through 10 is the play-in. So they're playing to get
I
out
get
of the
that, but
play-in.
it's like
You can't.
I don't know. I think it's just a weird quote.
Your goal is to make the playoffs. Like he's not going to go there and be like, our goal is to win a championship. Because if you don't win if you don't make the play, like at this point, it's like we got to make the playoffs. So their goal right now is to get to that spot where they need to be, and then after that, obviously, it's going to be.
And then actually, speaking of the Hawks, there was a couple days ago they hired former Utah Jazz coach Quinn Snyder.
I mean, good for them. Through the Hawks.
You see the stuff that came out about Trae Young, how he's like the horrible leader and like he's lost like the whole locker room basically.
I don't doubt it.
Dude, he takes like half court shots and like his 3-point percentage is worse than Julius Randle's this year. Like Trae Young is so.
You want a comparison? Trae Young is the Kyler Murray of the NBA.
Oh yeah. Like Trae Young wants to be Curry
They're both
so
short.
bad. He wants
That's
to be
actually
Curry
a good one.
so
So like most of
bad.
their teams are always in like the mix, so like they suck or they're in the playoffs, but they get bounced real quick.
Yeah.
That's actually a good one, dude. But
Remember, they're both short little fucks.
yeah, true. Kind of like a little off topic, like team wise, but 3-point percentage. Did you see Paolo from the Magic, the rookie? His like 3-point percentage for like last month.
Yeah, in February, bro, he hit like
He shot 1 for 34.
Yeah, it was horrible.
And I'm pretty sure he's still leading rookie of the year polls.
I think.
Well, yeah, because he's averaging like 20 something.
Dude, he shot
19.
1 for
I think he's got to
34.
rethink his strategy when playing basketball.
Dude, when I saw that stat
He was
today,
he was
I
shooting
like,
well
wow.
before that, but February was just awful for him. He literally
Imagine just like every game be like, all right, this is the game. I'm taking his over 3 points. He's about to bounce back. 1-3 in the whole month of February. Like Ben Simmons numbers.
No, Ben Simmons only hit
1 for his whole
three.
career.
I think he hit 1 his whole career. Did he? Does he have a 3 yet?
There's
I
a
saw
lot
a
of stuff
funny
going on with him, too.
I saw a funny stat. I don't remember what it was, but there was a funny stat about him.
I saw something last night. So one of Brooklyn's bench players came in last night and like garbage time, and he hit a 3, and someone was like, "Oh, he already hit more 3s than Ben Simmons in his Nets career."
Look, he's missed a bunch of games now with knee soreness again. They're most like there's talks about him being shut down for the season. I think it was like the GM came out, was like, we don't know his role on the team anymore. We don't know what's going to happen this offseason. He has no trade value.
Dude,
Like
just
what?
gotta-
Like you can't really do anything for him.
he is.
Didn't they get good value trading Harden though and getting him? Or
I
did they
forgot
give
what
up?
else they
Didn't they
got.
get firsts for him? Because he was a liability. So like the Sixers
'cause
had to get rid of
No
him.
matter who James Harden got traded to, Ben Simmons was definitely like he had to be included.
So Ben Simmons does have 5 threes for his career.
When?
He actually shot 3 of 10 for the whole season from 3 in 2020. He actually did.
30%.
Shot 2 of 7 the year before, but his first 2 years of his career combined, he was 0 of 17 from 3.
Trying to
That's
find the trade.
like you gotta fix it at some point, man. If you're playing point guard, like,
Especially
So-
in today's basketball, dude. Like,
When the trade went down, it was James Harden and Paul Millsap for Ben Simmons, Seth Curry, Andre Drummond, 2 first-round picks.
yeah, I mean they got 2 firsts
Yeah,
and him. Like,
I mean, they turned.
Seth Curry played good for them too.
yeah,
I mean, I got to give the Nets a little bit of credit, like for the situation they're in. I
They
feel
turned
like
their
actually
3
got-
players
I
into-
think they got like very good. Like, I'm a big fan of Bridges. Like, I think Bridges is a stud.
bro. They got rid of Harden, KD, and Kyrie, and came out with what 7 first-round picks or
Yeah,
8?
7 first-round picks, and then McCall Bridges, I think, can be a cornerstone piece
Yeah.
for you. Like I think their rebuild could be a very short one if they do it right. But they're still poverty and should go back to New Jersey.
They should trade all their firsts to the Knicks for some random.
Somebody mentioned
We'll give
him
him Jericho.
before. Freaking,
I was gonna say that.
God, that guy. Somebody mentioned Westbrook before. I saw a video today. Clippers were down by 5 with like a minute left. They needed a basket, and there was like, let Russ cook. The video is like him driving. He tries a fadeaway, like barely hits the rim. It's like, oh my God.
Oh,
Like,
Russ,
He hasn't had bad games for them.
dude,
People
his
just
first
find anything to like
his-
try to
Yeah,
expose.
his
them.
first game, I follow this account, Legion Hoops. I don't know if you
Mhm.
follow them.
Oh yeah.
But it might have been them or it might have been on Instagram that I saw it. I don't remember exactly, but I think it was them. And it was like, however many points, however many assists, and 6 turnovers. I was like, that's what you're putting up. And it was like Russ balled out in his first game as a Clipper. I was like, and you're putting the fucking turnovers on there, like,
dude, like
oh
that's
my
the thing.
God.
Like anybody will find any way to try to make like. I'm not like pro Russ. I'm not against Russ, but like anything to make him look bad. Like his debut with the Clippers really wasn't. I'm pretty sure he almost had a triple double.
No,
But they had just had to throw the turnovers in there.
So what I always say about Russ,
Yeah.
Russ is a good basketball player that I feel like was overrated at a point.
Yeah.
Because his numbers were crazy, but he was very inefficient. He just always controlled the ball. But obviously was an MVP, so crazy good player. But right now, his efficiency is pretty much the same as his whole career. Like his shooting percentages, all that, like line up with his entire career.
Yeah.
He's just getting way less opportunity now. So now everyone's just shitting on him because he's not dropping triple doubles every night.
Yeah.
So it's like unfair. It's like if you're gonna shit on him for the turnovers, for the bad shooting, like when he was averaging triple doubles year in and year out, why weren't you doing it then?
Well, I guarantee the people doing it now are the same people that when he was doing that is, he's the best player in the league.
Yeah. I mean, like he's just. I feel bad for him because like you saw it in like the press conferences. Like it seems like he genuinely like.
Looks
like
depressed.
I saw one press conference where he was like talking. He's like, I don't even let my family come to games anymore because what people like say about me. Like that's like
that's messed up. Yeah,
this guy's still a dude, bro. Like he's never done anything wrong. Like
you remember in the car when we were talking about Russ with Drew, and he couldn't understand what you were saying about his efficiency.
Yeah, dude. I don't think Drew knew what.
Like, bro, but his stats aren't really that bad right now. Justin's like his efficiency though.
Yeah.
And then Paul George actually came out. I think it was this week saying like, I finally had to like admit to myself that I can't be a number one on a team to win a championship.
Yeah. I mean, there's not a lot of players that like. Well, you need a great team to win a championship. I hate the people that say like, "Oh, you win it by yourself," like blah blah blah. Like, there's not one player in history that's won a championship completely by himself. Like, there's always been like, even if they didn't have superstars around him, like, still like everyone says like the Dirk championship
or
like,
LeBron.
Like the Dirk championship was great. Like he didn't have a super team, but like there was very good players around him. Like no, he didn't have any superstars next to him, but there was still a very good team around.
You don't beat a super team if you don't have good players around you. Like he took out LeBron. Like.
So I hate the whole like.
Well, that whole playoff series, he took out super teams.
Yeah, he took out.
Oh no, don't get me. I'm not taking anything. I'm big.
No.
Yeah, no. But you can't do that by yourself.
Like he took out Kobe. He took out that LeBron team.
He
and
took
then
out OKC, didn't he? Or did he not get OKC?
I thought it was the Spurs.
You might be right.
Yeah, you might be right.
And then
the Spurs probably played OKC.
And then in the finals, he took out
Well, he
took out LeBron.
Yeah, he beat.
LeBron. Yeah, in the finals. Yeah, which is like that whole playoff series is ridiculous. The teams that he beat.
But yeah, like you even look at like the Jordan teams. Like everyone's like, oh, Jordan won 6 championships.
They had a big three. Like,
dude, like Scottie Pippen is one of the most underrated players.
Pippen
like,
is
that man was elite, bro. Yeah. Like if you look at his numbers, so when Jordan like went on one of his retirements, I think it was the first one after they won the first 3 championships, and then Jordan retired.
Yeah.
Dude, they still went to like the Eastern Conference Finals and lost in the Eastern Conference Finals. And Pippen was dropping like 28 a game. Like Pippen was like one of the best if not the best defensive player in the league, and still a great scorer. Like he was always hitting behind LeBron, the
Jordan.
Jordan, who's either the 1 or 2 greatest player of all time.
Given like I'm a big Jordan guy, I'll say Jordan over LeBron all the time. But like I'll also admit when like you also got to be realistic. He never won without Pippen.
Yeah, exactly. And
like
he didn't have to though.
I'm just saying like in general.
Well,
I'm just saying like LeBron never.
Yeah, in the beginning you're right.
LeBron never won without a superstar on his team.
Yeah,
but I'm just saying you got to be realistic.
To win a championship in a major, especially the NBA, like in these like the MLB, NBA, football, like you need a great team. You can't just like you literally just can't put LeBron on a team and like they might become a lot better. Like we saw those early Cavs teams when they like didn't have a great team around him. They were going far in the playoffs, but like to win a championship, I feel like you need a great team, not just one great player.
Yeah. Now I'm trying to think
Unless you're the Giants and you have Eli Manning.
Yeah, but look at that defense. I'm trying to think of like sports, like all sports, like the last team to win a championship that wasn't like considered like great and like can't really.
Dude, like because even there's
the Nationals.
I mean, I feel like baseball's different.
It is.
Yeah.
Like baseball's weird.
Like look at the Phillies.
Baseball's like I feel like baseball's like the biggest sport where like getting hot at the right time. Very like
look at
the Phillies last year.
Yeah.
Like they just their entire lineup.
Or the Nationals the year they won it. Like literally, they were the wild card team. They barely made the playoffs, and they just went on and absolutely crushed.
But even like, but what I say about great team, like I'm not talking about like super teams like the big three on the Heat or the Warriors, like big three and stuff like that. Like even the Mavs Dirk team, like that's a great team. Like they were a great team together. Like they knew how to play together. Like they had good players all around, and they had a superstar in Dirk. Like there's no way. Like I'm trying to think. Like the Hornets are a 16-win team.
Yeah.
How many wins? They're one of the worst teams in the league. Like you could probably put KD on that team. Like yeah, they might with LaMelo, they might go 4 seed, 5 seed. But like if you keep that team the same right now, you're not winning a championship with just by adding one great player. Like you need good role players around great players.
I think a good example. I mean, you guys correct me if I'm wrong. I could be wrong. Kyrie going to the Mavs.
Yeah,
you got 2 good players, but nothing really around them.
They shipped out very important players.
That's what I'm saying. There isn't really much around them to where they're not going to go win a championship.
I actually saw an argument on Reddit today about Brunson and Kyrie, and like obviously Kyrie's better than Brunson like, as players next to each other. But one guy made a comment. He was saying maybe signing Brunson was the better move for the Mavs, and someone was like, "Oh, you're saying Brunson's," and he's like, "I'm not saying Brunson's better than Kyrie." He goes, "I'm talking about opportunity cost." He goes, "They gave up X amount of players and stuff to get Kyrie, and now it's just Luka and Kyrie instead of just keeping Brunson on that team, and they'd be a better team right now if they just kept Brunson."
Yeah.
So like, that's what I think. That's why like the super team era is kind of going like starting to come to an end because teams are starting to realize like, all right, like
unless you get lucky, like
yeah,
like if you're a Warriors team with 2 top 10 players in the league at the time, and you go and somehow recruit KD, and then you have a fucking machine of a defensive player in Draymond Green. Like they just had it set up, but you have to have it set up.
So my cousin actually explained to me how that Warriors team all like worked, and I probably said it earlier.
Well, didn't they like draft most of that team, which is crazy?
They're big three. They drafted
like that's why it's like
team.
they have like a super team that people say, but they drafted
their
it.
GM actually played it so well, and actually Chris Paul, low key,
loud. That was the wrong toy to pick, Hazel.
It's the wrong toy to buy.
Yeah.
So Chris Paul actually had a big part.
Oh yeah. You've told us many times.
So Chris Paul actually had a huge part in the Warriors actually being able to sign KD. So Chris Paul's the head of the players union.
Okay.
And the year before there was like so obviously salary cap is based on a percentage of the league's revenue, and every sports league is generally going up each year depending on percentages and stuff like that. So that's why the salary cap increases year in and year out by a certain percentage.
Mm-hmm.
So there was like a 1 year where the NBA saw a huge jump in revenue. So they came out, the players union and the NBA union came together, and they were talking about whether making the salary cap one big jump in 1 year or like spreading it out over like a 7-year period and like slowly increasing the salary cap because they saw a huge surge in their revenue. So Chris Paul, obviously starting to get a little bit older, he was like, all right, if the salary cap goes up, that means player contracts are going to go up. So yeah, pretty much Chris Paul, so he was about to be a free agent, and he pushed for that big salary cap jump in 1 year, and that's what allowed the Warriors to get another max slot, and that's why they were able to sign KD. So, I mean, also, like, I know a lot of people hated on that move, but if you're in the Warriors, if you're in that position, dude, like, how do you not, like, it's not like, oh, we already, like, are really good, like, we don't need another great player. Like, maybe in KD's spot, like, all right, dude, like, stay with OKC or go do your own thing, like, you know what I mean? But
I mean, not that, like, all right, leave OKC. It looked bad because that was the team that beat them in the Western Conference Finals.
I know.
That's why it looked like bad on his part. But again, like, if any of us or anybody that hated on that trade was like in KD's spot, why wouldn't you want to go to a team that could win the championship? Like, if you're an athlete, you're gonna do this. 90% of people would most likely do the same thing.
But also at the same time, like, there is a lot of athletes out there that like for us, like, let's talk about like high school baseball, like junior year, like Mount Sinai beats us. Like, let's say like transfers were easy in high school.
Yeah.
You could just like I wouldn't want to pick up and just like be like, oh, I'm going to Mount Sinai.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like there should be like more of a pride for what team you're playing for. Like,
Yeah.
Like, I could understand, like, if the OKC went from being a good team and, like, all of a sudden they were a disaster and KD's like, dude, I'm getting out of here. Like, that's one thing. But, like,
It also, for players, also comes down to money aspect.
yeah, I mean, money's a huge thing. But they also they made the rule because the NBA tried fighting,
Supermax.
like, they made the Supermax.
Yeah.
Where only the team resign that you can get an extra year, so you can get a 5-year deal and extra money per year if you re-sign with the team you're already on. If you go to free agency and sign with another team, they can only sign you to a 4-year deal for like less money per year.
All right.
Dame's killing it.
I looked up. This is the short version of the Chris Paul vetoed trade to the Lakers years and years ago.
Screwed.
Literally, he did get screwed. So it says that the league owned the Hornets at the time, right?
Really?
Yeah, this is what it says. It says the league owned the Hornets when Dell Demps. He was the Hornets general manager. He sanctioned Chris Paul's trade without the seal of approval from Stern, who was the NBA commissioner. And since the league owned the Hornets, like, it had to go through him too. It couldn't just go through the GM.
Yeah.
So, hold on. There's another perspective of it too. It says situation enraged other NBA teams, leading the commissioner to call off the deal. So, like, I think it was like it didn't give other teams a chance as well, because the GM was just like, yeah, we'll do the Lakers trade, when in reality it had to go through Stern, and there could have been other offers that came through as well.
Okay.
And then it says former Orlando Magic star Gilbert Arenas offered a different perspective. He said Arenas claimed that NBA owners realized how much cap space the Lakers had and argued the purple and gold would unfairly dominate the league if the NBA allowed the trade to take place, especially knowing Dwight Howard would soon end up in LA in a deal. Yeah, in a deal with the Magic. That doesn't make any sense, but so yeah.
Just sucks, like, knowing that, like, a player like that should have a ring, and he could have had a ring, to where I feel like the only trade that I've seen in sports that I know of get vetoed. I feel like I've never seen a trade in any sport get vetoed.
I can't remember one getting, like, actually shut down by the league.
That's like that's literally the only one that I know of.
I remember the trade falling out that actually changed the 2015 season for the New York Mets because of a physical, who the Mets were originally supposed to get instead of Cespedes.
2015. What team?
The Brewers. The Mets were, during the trade deadline, we knew the Mets were...
Carlos Gomez?
Yeah, we were supposed to...
Oh,
And then we ended up getting him, like, later on.
Wilmer Flores was crying.
Yeah. That's right.
And that trade ended up not going through, and then we traded for Cespedes,
Yep.
and Cespedes went on that tear at the end of 2015 and ended up losing the World Series.
Dude, you would see green arm sleeves all over City
my
Field.
God, dude.
That was like a big thing.
That wasn't a veto trade. That was the Mets pulling out because he failed a physical or something like that.
Yeah. And actually talking about that, let's talk about the MLB for a little bit.
Wait. We didn't talk about John Morant.
Oh, that's right. How can I forget?
John Morant flashed a gun at a 17-year-old.
Yeah.
You didn't.
Allegedly.
You got to use that word, allegedly.
He's not proven guilty in court or
Dude,
anything.
the memes
But I
are
mean-
so funny about
Jawick.
Yeah.
But
That's good.
I mean, if this is true, dude, like you're one of the biggest superstars already in the NBA. Like this something like this, like if it gets bigger than this and goes to like jail, like this, you could throw away your NBA career real quick, dude.
Dude, it's like there was a kid on Alabama basketball. He was being questioned about a murder that happened or whatever, and then the next game after everything came out, he got patted down. John Morant, I don't know when the celebration was, but all this stuff's coming out. This guy hits I forgot who it was. It was someone on John Morant was on the bench. He was like sitting down.
I saw
this guy in the Grizzly hits a 3 in the other guy's face. John Morant points and is like doing this to him. And it's like, dude, it's like I don't know.
I feel like the Grizzlies think they're like the bad boys of the league.
Yeah.
They kind of just act like that, even though...
Well, because you see what happened when they beat the Lakers? The Grizzlies social media tweeted out a picture of Shannon Sharp's, that whole thing where they were going at it.
Yeah.
And it was like him like pointing and he was like holding an L.
Yeah,
It's like, dude, like the Grizzlies run their
after
mouth
that,
so
they went like
much.
1-7 after that.
I know. They run their mouth so much.
For a team that's not even like...
Dude, that Dylan Brooks
I hate that guy.
came dressed up
he's
as
so
Stone Cold
annoying,
Steve Austin.
He's
And
so
Stone Cold
annoying.
Steve Austin was like 316 or whatever. Someone quote tweets it and goes, 3 4 16. I was cracking up when I saw that.
That's good.
But he's had some questionable. He's tripped people this year. He's kicked people this year. He's like Grayson Allen when he was at Duke.
I hate that guy
Grizzlies
too.
team just annoys me now. I liked them in the beginning because like
Dude,
Ja
like
was-
you know what
last year,
makes-
I loved Ja last year. Like our whole podcast was big on Ja, and, like the Grizzlies. But like now it's like they're getting carried away. Not gonna take talent away. Ja's obviously an unbelievable player, but
I mean, even like the Ja off the court issues, like
I remember our first ever TikTok was will Ja Morant win an MVP in his career.
yeah.
That was our first ever TikTok.
I don't know.
No.
He might throw away his
Will
career
he be
before-
in the league anymore?
Yeah.
Like,
Now the next TikTok will be will Ja be in the league in 2 years?
guy's gonna go team up with Dwight Howard in Taiwan.
That would be a
dude,
squad.
If a talent like Ja Morant
That'd
right
be a
now went and played,
squad.
like, dude, he might average 70.
That would be nuts.
Because Dwight Howard, like, NBA wise, is washed.
Yeah,
Like,
and
was
he's
done in the
lighting up
NBA. Dude,
Taiwan.
If Ja Morant, a guy in the prime of his career, only getting better, one of the best NBA talents, goes to Taiwan, that man is literally,
Imagine.
dude, he's just never gonna give up the ball. He's gonna score every point. Like,
Yeah, nobody's gonna stop him. Like they would literally put up 200 points. Ja would have 160, and
Literally.
Dwight Howard would have like 40 with 35 assists. Like that would just be unfair.
All right, let's transition here. We've been talking about basketball for a while
All
now.
right, let's jump over to the MLB. I just want to start off with the Padres because they have an interesting situation coming this offseason because they signed Manny Machado to 11-year, $350 million extension. So I just want to say that this offseason, Juan Soto, you are a New York Met.
I don't know.
They're not, dude. They don't have the money.
Yes, they do.
Dude, there's no
You
salary.
can have
cap
as
in
much
baseball.
money as you
Yeah,
want.
there's no
Yeah,
salary cap
but
in
That's like
baseball.
you can't sit here and say the
Everyone-
Mets don't
yeah,
have the money. The Mets have the money.
Mets-
The
the
Yankees have
Richest
the
team in
like,
baseball.
there's a lot of teams that
Dude,
have the money to buy.
I gotta
him.
say this, like, yeah, Steve Cohen is the richest owner in baseball. But you gotta realize these owners, the Padres have showed they're willing to spend now.
Yeah.
These owners are all billionaires, and they all have the money to spend on players.
I just don't. You're giving him 11 years, $350 million. I don't think Soto is gonna get the price that he wants.
I mean, the Padres already said they're in on Ohtani too, so
No, he's a New
I don't
York
think-
Met too.
I think Ohtani's a Met.
Ohtani's a
I
Met
do
too.
gotta make that prediction that Ohtani's a Met. But like,
He's a Met.
also you go into like the Mets are still gonna have a huge payroll next year.
Yeah, obviously.
Like, yeah, the Mets are spending crazy money, and I think Steve Cohen just doesn't give a crap and is gonna spend. But like,
well, you see our prospect Ronnie. He's lighting it up in spring training.
yeah,
I saw this guy tweet today. He like quote tweeted him. He hit another home run yesterday.
yeah.
Quote tweets. He goes, "This guy's gonna look so good in an Angels uniform." I was
Dude, but
but
like,
I don't know.
you can't. I think the Padres like they've showed the last few years they're gonna be one of the biggest spenders in the MLB. Like they want to be up there competing with the Dodgers. Now the Mets are gonna be in that conversation. The Yankees are always in that conversation.
Yeah.
Like the big spenders in the league. But I think it's also gonna like because these other teams, like the smaller market teams, that like I think it's blasphemy what the Pirates do, like teams like that or the A's. Like you got to spend a little bit more than that, dude. Like I don't care how small market you are, dude. Like there's no way you should have a $31 million payroll on a 26-man roster.
Dude, there was a tweet today. It was a list. Like it was like an article. You had to click on it, brought up a list, but the title was like 5 MLB teams whose seasons are already over. It's like, dude, the Pirates, the A's.
The A's
and
are gonna
guys
have
that aren't
8
spending
fans
money.
per game, dude. Like,
Well, the fans are boycotting them
I
because they're
know.
not putting a.
Yeah.
They do the same thing all the time. Like, yeah, like they always had like decent teams because they were the originators of like the war and
Mhm.
stuff like that. Like stuff like, but still, like right now, like they trade everyone away to big market teams. Like keep a team together. Like they were good. What 3 years ago? They had a pretty good. They were in the playoffs. They were a pretty good team.
But
And they just go and
watch,
trade their
dude.
entire team instead of signing their own homegrown guys to contracts. They do
And-
it all the time.
But watch, you never know. This is how the movie Moneyball was made.
Also, the movie Moneyball doesn't tell you like how good their pitching staff actually was
Yeah.
that year too. Like they actually like I love that's one of my favorite movies of all
It's a
time.
great movie.
But if you actually go look up that A's roster, they had a lot more talent than the movie portrays.
I don't think Billy Bean's with them anymore either. I think he like stepped down or something.
Yeah, I think he did because I remember there was rumors like Steve Cohen wanted to go after Billy Bean. Dude, imagine
Really?
Billy Bean and just Steve Cohen's money. Just
Dude, honestly, like that great movie and everything, like I feel like the craziest part is that like the Red Sox offered him this contract that would have made him the highest paid GM in all of sports history at the time.
Yeah.
He declined to stay with Oakland. They won the World Series the next year using his strategy.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, like this man got screwed over with the Mets because he was a bust. The Red Sox, he's like, nah, I'm loyal.
Yeah.
Win a World Series using his strategy. Like, he's just the unluckiest man ever.
Well, now it's the league strategy. Like.
Yeah, but at the time.
Oh yeah, at the time, like that's what.
He's just the unluckiest man ever. Like, even in the movie they would show, he would never watch the games because the one game he watched, he almost jinxed it.
Yeah.
They almost blew their streak and then luckily hit a walk-off homer.
Yeah.
Like, but imagine, like, because it was, 20-something games they won in a row. Like, imagine every night it's like, money line A's. Like, you would have cashed out.
I mean, that'd be sick for any
Or even the Bucks right now. They're on 16-game win streak.
Yeah, literally a 16-game win streak.
You want to see
But,
that?
like,
You
the
want to
Bucks
see
are
it
always the
end?
big
Hold on, let me
favorites.
throw $10 on them. It'll end real quick.
But I'm saying, like,
David,
the
please.
Bucks the Bucks are always, like, the favorites. Like, at that time, the A's were not the favorites.
Oh yeah, no.
Like, I'm telling you, you want to see a streak end? Like, I single-handedly ended, what was it, the Blackhawks over streak? Was that what it was?
I don't remember.
Like 3 years ago? They would,
definitely
dude, their
remember.
line was set at like 7.5. The over won like 16 times in a row for their games, and I was like, fuck it, it's got to keep going. First time I throw on it, gone. I'm like, okay. Guarantee if I threw on the Bucks, they'd lose right now.
But I mean, then even with the MLB, so like, I don't know how this really pays out. It's obviously a big for them, another really good team too. But in spring training, which sucks, it's kind of like preseason. But Gavin Lux is out for the year for the Dodgers. He
so
tore his
bad.
ACL.
Yeah, that sucks.
Yeah.
Like,
You
and
never
dude,
wanna
did you
see
see
a
the
player go
video of it too?
I don't like watching those
He was
videos.
rounding second, coming to third. He was literally just like running to third, and like I don't
it's
know
not
his
contact.
knee.
Not
It was
contact.
not
He just-
contact.
he just
His
gave
knee
out.
just like went backwards.
Oh, he
went forward.
hyperextended it?
Dude, it was like
Oh,
it was so weird because he's just like running to third and then boom.
Those ones are horrible.
Like that, and like that sucks for the Dodgers. Like Dodgers are always a fucking good team. They're always up there and everything. But like that's big.
Yeah.
And then I didn't know, former Met and Dodger. I was watching this video today. They were asking Kike Hernandez, who's on the Red Sox now, like most embarrassing, just like stupid little things, most embarrassing moment, I think. But the one interviewing was Justin Turner. When the hell did he go to the Red Sox?
this year.
Oh yeah.
I didn't know he
did
signed.
sign that.
I was watching. I was like, is that Justin Turner? So I looked.
They
it
always
up. I was
sign
like,
watch
where's
third
Justin
baseman.
Turner?
Come on.
Nah.
I was like, I had no idea that he signed with the Red Sox this year.
Yeah, I think I remember it happening.
Yeah, I do.
I didn't know that. And I mean, spring
Dude,
spring
hold on,
training's
before-
almost over.
Kike Hernandez, you ever? I saw a video on him, and it was like his funniest moments. I think during, I don't know if it was just interviews, but the one he's talking to this female reporter, and she has like not like giant heels on, but they're probably like 2-3 inch heels, and they finished the interview, and she goes, "All right, get out of here, shorty." And they like pans down. He's standing on a bucket to be taller than her. He like hops off the bucket, grabs it, and runs away.
That's hilarious.
Dude, the one that he was talking about today with Justin Turner, he said it was like Game 5 of the NLCS a couple years ago, whatever. He was DHing, and I forgot what he said. I think he was like sick or something, so he was on antibiotics and stuff. And he's DHing, and there's like a big play that happens. So he stands up and he's like, "Fuck yeah!" And he's like, like as I did it, like I ripped ass. So he's like, I go up to DH, I strike out on 3 straight pitches. He's like, then I go back, and I was like, I got to the bathroom. Turns out I sharted.
Oh my god.
I was cracking up when he said that. I was like, that sucks. Like, that's a tough story.
It just reminds me of the Coach Greg wrestling story.
Oh no.
Coach Greg wrestling story.
Remember he told us a story on JV baseball that he he shit himself in a white singlet while he was wrestling in high school.
I don't remember that. That's
You
tough,
remember when
dude.
be running and he'd be in the woods like watching
Yeah.
them?
Dude, he was
We ran every single day, all practice long. And we
All the way out to that-
we still only lost like a couple of games that
all the
year.
way out to that lacrosse net.
Oh, dude, yeah, that was brutal.
We'd all hide behind the
Yeah.
shed.
I mean,
We're like, is he watching us from the woods?
Opening day is coming up 30th, but before that, World Baseball Classic's back.
Yeah, I can't wait for that to start. I
Dude,
hope USA.
USA back-to-back champs. They're like plus 250 to win the whole thing right now.
Joey already threw on it.
Not yet.
I need to get a Pete Alonso USA jersey.
The one USA jersey I have is my boy McCutcheon.
Because I would get a Jeff McNeil one, but I already have a Mets.
But he's not playing.
I thought Jeff McNeil was on the roster.
Oh, Brandon Nimmo's not playing.
Yeah, Brandon
Nimmo's not playing.
I'm pretty sure, McNeil's on the
roster. Do you
roster.
know what I actually want? A Nick Fanti Italy jersey.
Is he playing again?
Yeah, he's playing. And so is Harvey.
I saw Harvey.
Matt Harvey.
Somebody else. There's another ex-Met playing for.
Coaching is
Mike
Piazza's on like the coaching staff. Like Fanti Italy jersey would be fresh.
Fanti, I think Access Baseball posted it was like him and like 2 other guys that are gonna be like doing it or whatever for Team Italy, and I'm sitting there, I'm like, bro, these guys are all fucking filth. They're all throwing like 95 plus. I was like, what the fuck?
Sure.
I was like, these guys are like single, double A pitchers throwing fucking 95.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Nowadays, just where velocity is, like, it's.
And Fanti, it was like I think they said he was sitting like 95 and he touched like 96 point something. I was like, holy shit.
Mm-hmm. And he's a free agent. Right
As
now.
a lefty, too.
He was with the Phillies organization, but now he's a free agent. But you know what's clutch? Is that, so the USA jersey I have is my boy McCutcheon. And I have a fresh Pirates jersey, camo McCutcheon. But once I put it away. I don't even know where. It might be even upstairs. I don't even know if it's on my rack because he was gone, so I was like, I can't wear this. But now he's back, and now I could wear it again. That jersey's fresh. I love that jersey.
Dude, but I'm definitely thinking of Pete Alonso USA jersey.
I want a Brandon Nimmo, just regular Mets jersey.
I might have to get a Nasty Nestor one.
Nasty Nestor.
Dude, you see the guy? Oh, what the hell is his name? On the Yankees thing in spring training, he had a strikeout in 20 seconds because of the new pitch clock. 20 seconds, he struck the guy out.
Jesus
That's
Christ.
insane.
Like,
what do you guys think about the pitch clock?
Too short.
Yeah, I think extend it because
it doesn't
like it was yesterday. This guy's
it feels rushed.
Calls tie. A pitcher's gonna get hurt.
It feels rushed.
Yeah, and then
like,
Carlos Correa.
You see, Correa. He went to like step out of the box and like do his like routine and everything, and then he realizes like, oh shit, and he like gets back in the box. He literally looked like he was like rushed back in.
Yeah,
I think it's too short.
It's too short.
I think they're trying to like. I get why they're trying to speed up the game so much because like the casual fan doesn't really
dude,
much.
One of the
this is boring, but like, dude,
it's
part of baseball is like
casual
controlling
fan.
the tempo.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's annoying me because like I'm a huge baseball fan.
Dude,
and I love like
one of the first days of spring training. There was 2 games. They were both 2 hours and 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Our high school games were 7 innings and they were longer than that.
Yeah.
Like,
it's just.
You had Machado start out 0-1 because he took too long to get into the box.
the ending of that. What was it? The Red Sox game.
It's.
With the umps?
Oh no!
No,
dude.
It was
it was a tie game, bases loaded, 3-2
count, and they called it on a pitcher's violation.
See,
yeah,
that should never happen.
Well, there's a game the other day. It was the Pirates and the Orioles.
You see that?
The umps left because they didn't have to play, and the players kept playing.
The score was 7. It was like 7-4. Let's say Orioles, right? And
Oh, I saw this. Yeah.
I guess the Orioles were like the home team, or whatever team it was the home team. So they didn't like the bottom of the ninth shouldn't get played. Yeah. But it's spring training, so they wanted to get the at bats, and the umps were like, no, like we're leaving. Yeah, so they played without them, which I thought was really cool.
We would do in high school. That sounds like
it's a big difference. It's pretty different, just a little bit.
But yeah, no, I don't like a lot of the changes they're making in baseball. Like baseball's supposed to be like a strategic game. Like I don't like. Dude, I get why, because like I get there's players that take too long, but like I just hate it.
It's way too short.
Like it.
And you see,
I don't like there shouldn't be a pitch clock at all, dude.
The first like videos I saw of it, the pitch clock was huge behind the plate.
Yeah.
Dude, I saw one.
I'm
it was
gonna be
like
watching that the whole time.
I saw one. It was like Yes Network are the only ones to get it right so far. And you know how? So I don't know if you guys probably don't watch Yes like really at all, but they put I think a lot of networks use it's like the pitcher's name and like their pitch count or whatever.
Yeah.
So they have the pitcher's name, and then next to that is a tiny little clock that just counts down from 20 seconds. And it's a lot better than staring at that fucking giant thing behind home plate.
But I feel like they need that for the pitchers.
Yeah, but it still doesn't need to be that big.
No,
Well, there's probably one like straight behind it or something. I don't fucking know. I just feel like they had that because that's the angle you always see it at.
And
like that's the angle that they always have the camera at for just like games on TV.
Pick off rules horrible. You can only pick off.
I think a lot of the rule changes.
You see Volpe just fucking on the Yankees. He just stole second and third in 2 pitches because he knew the guy probably wasn't gonna come over because of these dumb rules. He got like the most insane lead before the guy fucking pitched it, took off, easily got in. They pitched out, easily got into second. Next pitch, takes off again.
They're changing too many rules of baseball. They're changing the game of baseball, how it's going to be played. And I'm like,
the pitch clock also plays a part in that too, because the pitcher has to be ready to throw that pitch in a certain amount of time. So if this guy's like, oh, he's only got 5 seconds, let me get my fucking huge ass lead and just take off, like.
You're gonna see a lot more stolen bases this year.
And
a lot more.
They kept the man on second rule in extra innings, which is stupid. Like, Manfred's got to go, man. These rule changes are so dumb.
I know in probably 2 weeks we'll do our major baseball episode when opening days around the corner. We'll do our prediction and everything. I just want to jump over NFL. So I'm going to read off NFL list, and then we could talk about whatever you guys want. The Titans, they released Taylor Lewan, Robert Woods, Randy Bullock. The Broncos hired former head coach Van Joseph as their D coordinator. What else? Yeah, Leslie Frazier, the Bills D coordinator, is going to step away. Plans to come back to coaching in 2024. The Falcons release Marcus Mariota. The Giants release Galladay.
Thank God.
The Bucks release Leonard Fournette. The Jaguars franchise tagged Evan Ingram. The Commanders released Carson Wentz. The Commanders franchise tagged Darren Payne, and the Combine started today.
No, she's mad at me. That's why.
You're not gonna miss Kenny Galladay.
He could block. That's about it.
His one touchdown in the 3 years that he was there, or whatever.
He can block.
I was actually it's kind of interesting
with
with
Giants money though.
With Leonard.
He didn't get close to his bonuses.
Leonard Fournette being cut though, like playoff Lenny.
I mean, yeah, because
it's just a free up cap.
Yeah, obviously.
Plus they had someone to replace him with.
Back to Jacksonville. Team up with ETN.
No.
Yeah, no shot.
Maybe the Rams. No, I'm just kidding. The Rams have.
Well, apparently the Eagles are gonna let Miles Sanders walk, which that's one of my keepers. So that kind of sucks.
Yeah, but if he goes to a better team.
Well, yeah, obviously.
Like a team that'll use him more.
Starting to realize running backs aren't as valuable as to a winning team as people think.
Unless you're the Green Bay Packers and you keep re-signing Aaron Jones.
Obviously, NFL's nowhere near starting, but where does Carson Wentz and Mariota end up?
Mariota might end up in the XFL.
I think if he's cheap enough, I can see Mariota backing up Josh Allen.
Carson Wentz will find his way to somehow a starter.
Yeah,
on
Carson
a team
Wentz will start for some.
Carson Wentz is gonna end up
getting the Panthers or something.
He's gonna end up getting a ring by backing up Patrick Mahomes somehow, just so he gets a freaking another ring. Actually, because he won one when he was hurt with the Eagles.
Technically, the backup of the Eagles because he was injured.
Which he would have won MVP that year actually. If he didn't get hurt.
He was on pace too.
Yeah, he was crushing it.
He was 26 touchdowns. He didn't have a lot of picks either.
No, he was having a really good year.
He could have won it over Brady, even only playing the amount of games that he did. But they obviously, you're not going to give it to someone that only played 13 games, 12 games, something like that.
Honestly the Bucks.
I for some reason went to Giannis and the Milwaukee Bucks, and I was like,
Kyle Trask as their starter.
I was like, why are we going back to basketball?
I could see the Bucks, an NFC South team, because
I could see
every team needs a quarterback.
The Bucks are going to trade for their pride and joy, who's currently on New Orleans.
Jameis?
They're going to get him back. They're going to get him back.
And 30 touchdowns, interceptions back in
Hell
Tampa.
Yeah. Can't live without
That'd be crazy. Derek Carr goes to one team, maybe.
Derek Carr to the Saints.
Derek Carr to the Jets.
Derek Carr is going to the Saints, and the Jets are getting
Derek Carr.
Aaron Rodgers, maybe.
I don't think Aaron Rodgers is. I saw a thing. I don't think Aaron Rodgers is going to retire. Because supposedly Brandon Marshall was on a podcast in the same building that Aaron Rodgers just
Brandon
did.
Marshall pisses me off.
Aaron Rodgers just did a podcast, and Brandon Marshall posted something the other day, on his story, the day Aaron Rodgers recorded a podcast talking about his future or whatever.
Yeah,
didn't get released yet. And Brandon Marshall put on his Instagram story congrats on a great career, Aaron Rodgers, or something like that.
Brandon Marshall's a troll.
That's what I'm saying. So
I can't say him. He did one of his podcast episodes ranting about how the Bills are done because Leslie Frazier stepped away and how our defense is going to get the most points this year and everything.
A meme that hurt my soul a little bit as a Jets fan, but I had to laugh a little bit. but it was like, you know, the clown thing where it's like it shows like 4 different
Yeah,
pictures and
yeah,
it's
yeah.
like 4 different situations, and it goes like they start painting the face
Yeah.
more as a. So it was like the first one, it was like, oh, the Jets are gonna get Aaron Rodgers. Second one was, oh, the Jets are gonna get Derek Carr. Third one was like, oh, maybe Zach Wilson will be the guy. And then the fourth one, it was Jets sign Carson Wentz, the full clown show.
Oh man,
I'd be so like you. I don't think you'd see me until the NFL season starts. If that news like happened, like, oh, Carson Wentz to be the starting quarterback of the Jets, I'd be
Justin would have like a Chiefs hat
off, dude. I'd be so mad. It would be the most Jets thing like ever, but it would really make me upset.
I like Evan Ingram getting the franchise tag for the Jags.
Smart. They know how to use him.
He had a great year.
Yeah.
He had an unbelievable year.
Well, they used him like a wide receiver, which he's built like a wide receiver. So getting him in those positions against like linebackers and shit, like that's.
And it came out today that D-Hop like being traded. There's talks about him being traded. And the asking price is like a 2nd-round pick. Like if you're like yeah,
I mean he is getting older, but like he's still a beast.
I saw some guy that I follow is like a Bills fan on Twitter. He like quote tweets it and goes, "Let me know how many 2nd-round picks you want. I'm sure I could find some." Like I think that's not a 2nd-round pick. Like that's not bad.
Oh, because it's because of how big his contract is.
Yeah, like the Bears giving up a 2nd-round pick for him. Like,
I mean the Bears. Oh no. No, yeah, the Bears just gave up like a early 2nd for Chase Claypool.
Artavis Bryant.
Bryant, XFL.
Place Claypool.
It was a 2nd?
It was a
I think they gave a 2nd and did they get a pick with it or no? Or they just give up? No, I think they just gave up a pick.
For Chase, in which they have the 1st overall pick, so it's technically the 1st pick in the 2nd round.
Damn. They actually did because they did the Packers a favor. Because the Packers were trying to get him. And then they ended up. It was the same. It was the same offer.
He's not a bad player. He would have been better on. But they didn't need another. He's a burner. They didn't need another burner. They have Alan Lazard. He's a burner. Like, they didn't need.
Which
a burner.
There's talks he's gone.
Lizard.
Yeah. So I don't know if he's a free agent or whatever, but I saw there's talks about him being gone. Dude, like
I mean,
all these
good
people
rookies
on Twitter that I follow a bunch of Bills fans. Like they just think we're getting everybody that's a free agent. So like I'm like looking at these guys like. Rosters for next year, like their predictions.
Josh Allen's not even on it.
It's like Josh Allen. Who was the running back? I think it was like Josh Jacobs and James Cook. Then our receivers were like Diggs, Shakur, who was our rookie. Alan Lazard was on it. Gabe Davis, and then there was someone else too, and I can't remember. But it's like. Where do we have the money for these guys?
Well,
like we're gonna lose Edmonds and Poyer, which breaks my heart, dude. When the news officially gets announced that they're gone, dude, I don't even want to tweet it off our account. I'm gonna be so sad tweeting that. Dude, I'm gonna miss them so much.
I mean, that's like Met fans now. Ever since Cohen money came in, now it's just like everyone's a potential Met. Like even like reporters are doing it too. Like you'll just see every free agent like, oh, the Mets are interested.
I know. It's like, why not? What do we got to lose?
Cohen's like, never heard of this guy, but guess we're interested.
All right, I think NFL we're good. Let's jump over to some NHL, some trade deadlines tomorrow.
Favorite sport. What about you? Favorite sport.
Trade deadlines tomorrow. Some big trades happen. I'm just going to run through the list real quick. So you got Dmitry Orlov and Garnet Hathaway from the Capitals going to trade to the Bruins.
No!
Timu Meyer from the Sharks getting traded to the Devils. Where are the other ones? Patrick Kane to the Rangers. Massive trade.
I know that one.
Massive. We'll talk about that. Jonathan Quick,
that
LA Kings legend, getting traded to the Blue Jackets. Then he got traded
to the Vegas
Golden Knights today.
The Vegas.
That's a big one.
That one was nuts. When I saw him going to Vegas, I was like, holy crap.
Capitals traded Lars Eller to the Avalanche. I'm not going to talk about that one. Thank you for the cup, Lars. You were great on the Caps, but it was time for him to go. Dylan Larkin signs an extension for 8 years with the Red Wings. Gostisbehere gets traded to the Hurricanes. Jacob Cherian gets traded to the Senators. That was a big pick. Mikael Grunlund gets traded from the Predators to the Penguins. Tyler Bertuzzi gets traded to the
Tyler Bertuzzi, we know him.
Tyler Bertuzzi gets traded from the Red Wings to the Bruins, which is big for them. And then right after that, the Bruins signed Pasternak, 8 years extension. Jacob Voracek, he's kind of washed up. That doesn't really matter. Bjorkstad gets traded to the Oilers. Max Domi got traded from the Blackhawks to the Stars. But that a lot of trades have happened. But Patrick Kane to the Rangers is ridiculous. Like, everybody knew it was going to happen. That's where he was going to go. It's been talked about for weeks, but now it's official. He's making his debut tonight, and dude, the Rangers have such a good team now. It bothers me so much.
I saw so many things. It was like, explain the Patrick Kane trade in this term. Like, one was like, explain the Patrick Kane trade in Yankees terms. What the fuck?
No. It's like fluff. I'll put that back when we're done.
Obviously, don't know.
But yeah. So how'd they explain it in like NBA terms and stuff?
I forget the NBA. Dude, there was some fun ones. I could probably find the Yankee one.
It's a massive trade for the NHL. Like, it is crazy. Like that, they just got Tarasenko a couple weeks ago, who's really good. He scored tonight. Actually, he scored in his debut. And now Patrick Kane teaming up with his old teammate Panarin. They played together in Chicago. It's just weird seeing him because he's been on Chicago his whole career. It's just weird seeing him in a Rangers jersey. But that team is so good now. But then you have the Bruins are the best team in the league. They're on pace to break the win record this year in hockey, which is ridiculous.
I went to the Bruins Islanders game, and
They're filthy.
I found some. So it says, explain Patrick Kane to the Rangers in Yankee terms. And one of the first ones says, Josh Donaldson. The next one says, Patrick Kane to the Texas Rangers. Boom, Yankees/baseball terms. This one says, the Yankees have acquired Matt Carpenter. And this one actually made sense. It was like, Rizzo to the Yanks is the best comparison I've seen. So that one was real.
That is a good one.
The rest of them are just Machado traded to the Yankees, but in the year 2028 as an older superstar with diminished skills, but still above average talent and pedigree. Trout to Yankees in 5 years.
It's not terrible because Kane is definitely older, but he's still so good and just so talented. Like,
Chapman to the Yankees from the Reds. Rangers trade for Josh Donaldson.
Like, that just puts that team like so good. But like, the East is really good for hockey. The West is a little weaker, but the East is so good. And like, Boston, best team in the league, they're on pace to break the win record. And they just traded for Tyler Bertuzzi from the Red Wings, which is ridiculous. Like, that kind of.
And the Bruins are actually up 2-0 right now.
Dude, they're so good. And like, obviously, it's not as big as a move as Patrick Kane to the Rangers, but it's just proven that they're not done. They're not going down without a fight just because the Rangers got Tarasenko and Kane. Like, that, it's massive though. But then another like heartbreaking, like, not even as a fan, like, seeing the Kings backstab Jonathan Quick and trading him to the Blue Jackets. He's been with the Kings his whole career. He's won 2 Stanley Cups with them. He's been on Team USA. And then out of nowhere, they just stab him in the back and trade him to Columbus. So then he's like, all right, he gets traded to Vegas Golden Knights today. They're in the same division. They're fighting for the division. So now everybody's like, now he gets to knock out the Kings in the playoffs, which would be the ultimate like stab in the back. It's like, you traded me after my whole career there, winning you 2 cups. Now I'm going to knock you out of the playoffs.
That'd be nasty.
Like, it would be insane. Dude, it would be awesome to see. But I still can't believe like that Patrick Kane is a New York Ranger. It's actually absurd.
Yeah,
I believe it.
So do the Rangers actually? Well, no, because the Bruins are still filthy. But
the Bruins are filthy, but the Rangers are now they were a good team. Don't get me wrong, but they are really good now. Like, their lineup is disgusting now. But it's gonna be the East is really good. There's a lot of good teams in the East. The Rangers obviously just help their odds, but Boston's ridiculous.
Yeah, Boston's fucking
like
crazy.
They're probably gonna break the win record.
47,
Dude,
8
they're
overtime
nuts.
losses and 5 breaks.
Dude, like, I forgot.
They're absolutely crazy.
I forgot
Whenever
what the
they play the
record
Islanders,
was.
my dad's like, this is a wash.
Yeah, they're 47 wins, 8 losses, and 5 overtime losses. Like, it's ridiculous. Like, let's see that.
Is that better than the Lightning a couple years ago when they were on a tear?
The Bruins are on pace to break the win record in history.
Gee.
So
Yeah.
Bruins are on pace to break the record. It's ridiculous. They're gonna break it.
Patrick Kane, crazy.
I wish you guys were into hockey, man. This would have been freaking big news.
I was into it a little bit like a year or two ago when the Islanders were actually good, but when the Islanders aren't good, I do not care one bit. But
gotta get you guys watching.
Yeah, guys,
we gotta bring you to a couple games, but
our camera's about to die, so it's gonna wrap it up for this one.
I'm getting attacked.
Justin's getting attacked by a wild turkey. Just kidding. It's a
went through a lot of news this episode, all different sports.
Yeah. May not. All right, you're good. All right, guys, that's going to do for this episode. Probably not going to be an episode next week. You're going away, right?
Yeah.
We're going away.
Going away on the weekend.
So you might get a week off from us. Might do a Discord one with me and Joey. Right. Not sure. That's gonna. All right. We're good. That's going to do it for this episode. You guys know all the links will be in the description below. Peace. Oh, you cut me off.